everyone, Pete here from Rugged Outdoors Guide, and thank you for joining me today for this review. Now, I'm excited to do this review because it is of a sleeping pad. It's from a company called Luxear, and the reason I'm excited about it is because I have another single mattress like this one, but it's a slightly different style, but it's been very, very helpful, and I've been thrilled with it, and I'm hoping that this one is going to have the same kind of qualities to it. I'm kind of a little bit ahead of myself. I got a little bit excited. Here's the bag that it came in, and it's kind of empty because I already took it out because I want to see what's going on with it. So let's go check it out and see if it is as good as I'm hoping it is. All right, so I got ahead of myself a little bit. I opened it up. I just couldn't wait. And here's the bag that it came in, and inside is a user's manual, so that's good. It's just got some basic instructions in there, and there's also some patches. Now, I don't know how good these are and exactly how to use them exactly, but they just look like little there's 6 sort of clear discs that are presumably a really well adhering pad. So hopefully I will never have to use these, but hey, they give you something anyway. All right, so here at the end, you see there's a valve here, and it's a kind of a 2-step valve that it actually came open and I shut it down. You'll see when I undo it to let the air out. It's just a deflation valve. And then over here is, at the other end, is the foot pump. Basically a sponge with a valve in it, and you put your foot over this, and then when you take your foot off, it sucks more air in. That's kind of how it works. And then of course you plug it up when you're done. All right, so now here's the thing. Luxear has said this thing can inflate in 30 seconds. Now, I don't know what kind of Superman is inflating it. Maybe they're right, but I'm going to inflate mine kind of like I would normally, just a normal person would do on a normal camping trip. And I have a stopwatch. I'm going to time it. Let's see how that works. All right, and here we go with the timer. Okay, so I pumped it up in 1 minute and 2 seconds. And as you saw, I did it mostly with my hands because what happened is that the valve hole that sucks in the air when it's, when you let your foot go, when you push back down on it, air was escaping because the seal wasn't that good. So you can do it. I mean, feel free to do it with your foot, but I would probably suggest that you go barefoot or you just use the palm of your hand. It's no big deal. I mean, what's the difference between 30 seconds or 1 minute? Anyway, I was able to do it in still virtually no time. When you're camping, what is 1 minute? It's nothing, right? I don't really care how long it took, but I just want to see how comfortable this thing is, how durable it is, and will it last me for years of outdoor adventuring. All right, so in most cases, of course, you're going to be sleeping on this pad inside a tent or in a hammock. I've just got it out here on my lawn so you can see it. It's just a lot easier to do it this way, and you can also just hang out and watch the stars or the setting sun or whatever you want with it. It works just as well for that. So here I go. I'm just going to do my first ever lie down test. All right, what can I tell you from just that? Well, I can tell you that I think the pillow is a good idea. It does help. Otherwise, when you're on a trip, you got to find like bags of stuff, like, you know, clothing or some sort of, maybe an inflatable pillow, but it has to be separate, of course, under most cases, if it's not built in. So it's just another thing to carry. I like this, and I would just probably throw a t-shirt or something over that so that you just separate your skin and your ear and everything from the actual material itself for a more comfortable night's rest. But that works really well. I'm glad that's there. I can also tell you this. If you just sit down on it like this, especially if you're on some rocks or something, at its fullest level of inflation, you'll be able to feel some of the rocks underneath you. You know, the bones in your butt will probably touch the ground. It's not really uncomfortable, but I'm just kind of giving you the whole thing here. But when I was lying down, it was really comfortable. Nothing felt like it was touching the ground or significantly digging in somewhere against the rocks or dirt, whatever is underneath you. So it does accomplish what it says it will accomplish, which is a comfortable night's rest when you're lying down. All right, so the other thing I really need to mention about this particular mattress is that it has this system, like a honeycomb air chamber sort of design and layout. You can kind of see that here. I have another mattress similar to this one that also has this design with these, I call them air pods, but I think it's a honeycomb air chamber is probably a better term for it. It's just really efficient, and it makes for a small pad, and yet it works really, really well. There are other styles you can get, which I don't really like, that are really thick and they're also very heavy. So this style I really, really like. And further to that point, the other thing I really like about this mattress is these things right here. These snaps. All right, they're all the way down the edge, and of course the purpose is that you can connect them with another mat of the same kind, and of course Luxear can help you out with that. All right, so you want to connect them together because two mats separate in a tent tend to slide around a lot, and it's just annoying. One will slide down that way, the other will slide over there, and you'll be touching the edges of the tent and everything. When you connect them together, it's a little bit better, unless you're kind of big and you want your elbow room, and then of course you want to do the exact opposite and don't connect them at all. But anyway, I do like the design, the AirPod design, and the system of snaps, and I really like the idea of this pillow over here. And so overall, I would say it's a pretty decent deal, and especially, guys, considering the price is like less than 30 bucks. I mean, come on, anything less than 30 bucks, it's either going to be the worst piece of garbage ever, or you're going to be thrilled that you got it for such a good deal. And from what I'm seeing online, the different reviews of this mat, and from what I can feel and touch and discern after just lying on it once, I don't think it's a piece of junk. All right, I do think that it is worth the money. I don't think you can go wrong for less than 30 bucks. This is not a bad mat. I paid about 3 times that much for another mat that I had, and it has held up, but so far it's really no better than this one. Okay, so while you're looking at all these wonderful beauty shots of the valves and the really cool honeycomb AirPod system, let me just give you a quick sort of overview of some of the specifications. I mentioned that they have a 30-second claim to pump up, which is quite possible if you want to pump like crazy, and make sure that there's no air leak right at this valve here with your foot. You can use your palm of your hand, or maybe a bare foot might be better. It's made of 40D nylon, which I know from some experience that it's tough enough. It's not the toughest in the world, but it's tough enough for this purpose, and I think it should serve you well for years. So the dimensions are 2 feet wide and 6.5 feet long, so that really does give you a good enough length for sure for most people. Even if you're taller than that, you don't need padding for your toes or anything like that, so this works quite well. It's 2.3 inches according to the specifications in depth when the pods are fully inflated, and it can hold 660 pounds. 660 pounds? Seriously? I think if you're 660 pounds, you're not going to be wanting to lie down on this thing. But it's good to know that it's made in such a way that it will withstand any sort of pressure that's that extreme. All right, so I don't want to come across as being too casual, but you know, after all, what's the point of not enjoying my new mattress? The weight is 1 pound 11 ounces, so it's really not anything that's going to challenge you. It's not anything you're going to be upset about lugging around, because it's really not very heavy at all. All right, so that's kind of a little bit of an overview of the Luxear single-sized camping mattress. But you know, the real test of whether this thing is any good is the kid and dog test. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so this Luxear mattress did pass the test of the kids and the dogs running around. They're still running around in the background. For the price of less than 30 bucks, I'm having a real hard time complaining about any of the features. I haven't found anything really wrong with it. The only problem with it would be potentially is if it just didn't last, if it got punctured or if it leaked. But as of now, it seems to be doing the job pretty well. But I've only had it, you know, inflated for a couple hours. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to deflate it, package it up, and see how small I can get it, because storage is always an issue when you're on a canoe trip. So we'll see how small we can get it. Okay, now I'm going to put it back in the original container. And wow, it is very, very possible to get this thing smaller than a water bottle. That's what this is, smaller than a water bottle around. I guess it depends on the size of your water bottle, but you know what I'm saying, right? Guys, thanks for joining me on this edition of Rugged Outdoors Guide. This is a quick review of a camping pad from Luxear. It is a single pad. They have lots of others, double pads, and these connect to make double pads from single pads. So it's a good deal for less than 30 bucks. You cannot go wrong. I have links below so that you can find your way to your very own. And here is the key issue. There is a promo code. All right, the promo code is flashing on the screen, and it's also down in the description below. If you use that promo code before the end of this year is 2022, so before December 31st, 2022, you will get a really good discount. So use it quick, get on the ball, don't delay. And if you're watching this for the first time after 2022 is over, well, sorry, too late. But you know what? I have tons of other reviews coming with all kinds of really cool discount codes as well. And keep checking out what we have, because you will not be disappointed with the savings that I can bring your way. All right, guys, until the next time, get out there, enjoy God's creation, and keep on looking up.